say what needs to be said, well, we say what needs to be said so you can say what needs to be said. Welcome back to the show, everybody. It's Sunday night football. It's a wrap. Week 6, it's a wrap, right? It's week 6. Week 5 was last week. It's week 6. Let me know if I'm wrong. I'm right in the chat. Talk to me, man. You know what I mean? It's your boy Asante, Mr. Pick Six in the building. If you ain't know, supposed to be in the Hall of Fame. 50 interceptions in 10 years, 51 total in the regular season, like 57, in, including the playoffs, records, and so on and so forth. They don't intercept the ball like your boy used to. You know what I mean? Me, Champ Bailey, we used to be going at it, battling. But they don't do it like we used to. But tonight, we're going to talk about the Bengals versus the Giants. We're going to talk about the Commanders versus the Ravens, Eagles versus Browns, and the doggone Cowboys. What's up with the Cowboys? I knew this was going to happen in the beginning of the season because nothing changed. Nothing changed in that Cowboys atmosphere. And we're starting to see. It's all the money grab over there, baby. Get to the Cowboys when you want to get paid. But let's get into it. Bengals versus the Giants. Game just went off, and it seems like all the games are pretty interesting these days, except for the Cowboys game. A lot of these games are very interesting and come down to the wire. Go down to the wire. Just like this Bengals versus Giants game. Let's get into it. And from what I saw, man, Joe Burrow said, ain't no way he losing to Daniel Jones. He put his heart and soul in that one tonight because that would have been embarrassing to Joe Burrows. Joe Burrow said, ain't no way he losing to Daniel Jones. You know, the way he took off on that touchdown, it was like a pit bull was chasing, like the police was chasing him or something. Joe Burrow's got some get up in him. If y'all ain't know, we seen it tonight. But he took off because that was in his heart. He was like, I'm not losing to the Giants and Daniel Jones tonight. No way, no how. So Joe Burrows is just tired of losing, man, in that atmosphere over there as a Bengal. He's used to being a winner. And that's tough when you're used to being a winner and now you're considered a loser and you're just losing. And you used to being a winner your whole life. But Joe Burrows, man, I see, man, he's willing to do whatever it takes, you know, for his team to win. But the team does not supplement him well. Mainly the offensive line and the defense. The offensive line doesn't give him the protection he needs. Most of the time, he's creating the plays, just like all the other quarterbacks, whatever. But the defense, man, the defense is ranked number 26 in total defense. Horrible. 18th in pass defense. Below average. 30th in rushing defense. Absolutely terrible. And 31st in scoring defense. All that is just terrible. So it's all on Joe Burrows. Defense isn't winning any games anytime soon. Although tonight, they did step up big tonight when the Giants went forward on fourth down all night. So you got to give them that credit. But other than that, they're not winning no games. They are not winning no games. And for the defense, don't forget who they were playing. They playing Daniel Jones and the Giants. But they did step up big and made a lot of stops on fourth down. But Joe Burrows, man, he's tired of going through that, man. It comes down to Joe Burrows and what he will do to lead this team to victory. Other than that, man, Joe Burrows just has to figure it out, and he did it. He figured out a way to win tonight. He did. What it do, King Cook? What they do, baby? Oh, man, the Bucks, yeah. We'll get it. We could get into that later. But for the Giants, man, I know head coach Brian Daboll, he got to be so frustrated with Daniel Jones. His inconsistency. One game he plays like an all-pro. In the next game, he plays like it was his first week in the NFL. That's too inconsistent in the NFL. Consistency is the key to life, period. Anything you do, you want to be consistent. And the way that Daniel Jones is consistent, it will drive any coach crazy. Trust me. And I know he's driving Brian Daboll crazy. But I can't figure out why Daniel Jones makes quarterbacking so hard. And he has all the talent he needs, both running and passing, to be a successful quarterback. He has the heart. He definitely has the heart. And then last week against the Seahawks, Daniel Jones goes crazy, connecting with Darius Slay and all the other receivers. He went absolutely off last week. And this week, but 7 points, barely. Last week, he hit Darius Slayton for 8 catches and 122 yards. And the other 3 receivers. This week, he hit Darius Slayton for 47 yards. And his longest pass attempt, I think it was 15 yards, being his longest reception. So, Joe Burrow's pulled it off, but Joe Burrows isn't satisfied, and I know he's not happy. He wants to be the next Tom Brady. But, man, he needs some help. He needs some help, man. He needs some help. I think he's in that Josh Allen type of situation, man. Yeah, he say, King Cook say, do the Bengals even care about getting Burrow off the line? Man, that's a good question about off the line. It just seems like, period. Only the good teams understand you need a great or good offensive line and defensive line. You got Baltimore Ravens. You have the Kansas City Chiefs. Everybody else wants to concentrate on the athletes and the high profile players and things like that. And I don't know if they caught up in the media and things like that and brainwashed, but you have to have a front seven on both sides of the ball to be successful in the NFL. You have to be one of the most physical teams in the league. And that means you have to run the ball. As simple as that. And yeah, Joe Burrows, man, no hope for him right now. They got to wait the next year and regroup in free agency, the draft, or whatever. But the exciting game this week that everybody was waiting on, the battle of the quarterbacks, the black quarterbacks at that. The young black kings doing it right now. You got the Ravens versus the Commanders. And this game did not disappoint. This was an exciting game. Lamar Jackson and Jayden Daniels was going at it. It was all you can ask for. Them boys was battling. But it wasn't as surprising. It wasn't as explosive as I would expect it to be. I expected a lot of big runs, big passes. But that didn't happen. It was all good, but it was still very exciting. It was very exciting. And Jayden Daniels, dang, why I keep messing his name up? Jayden Daniels didn't disappoint at all. And on defense for the Baltimore Ravens, it was a lot of bending, not too much breaking. And that's a great recipe for defense. Bend but don't break, if you never heard of that term before. And that means even if you make it down to the goal line or in field goal range or scratch that field goal range, but you make it down the red zone or whatever, you're not going to score. You might get a field goal or we might get a turnover. So that's the bend but don't break philosophy. And that's at Baltimore Ravens, man. They play some really good defense. All right. But yeah, the Ravens bend but don't break. They'll give up a few plays, but they ain't gonna give up much. They ain't gonna give up many points. But the big three for the Ravens, man. Woo, boy, I was excited to see them boys. If y'all ain't know, man, Zay Flowers here, Florida boy from Broward County. You know what I mean? Where I'm from, where we born and raised. We breed these athletes. And the big three made a statement tonight, or today, rather. They made a statement. And let me tell you something about Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry, the X factor. Derrick Henry, when he decides he wants to run the ball hard and hit them gaps like he did today, he is unstoppable. What is he, 6'3", 260 pounds? Used to run a 4.4? Or I'm trying to figure out, too, does it take longer to get ready now because of the short preseason? And Henry had a slow start to the season. Is that what it is? I don't know, because I feel like I can get myself ready to be ready game week 1 even if it was only 2 preseason games or 2 weeks in the preseason. You got all training camp and things like that. But I don't know, man. Those first couple of games I watched Derrick Henry, I can't remember who they was playing. It looked like he was running very timid and soft. Now he's hitting that hole like he's supposed to. And when he's hitting that hole like that, it's lights out for everybody. Now, um, yeah, Derrick Henry, man. And the thing about Derrick Henry, like I said, when he's hitting those gaps like he did today, there's nothing you can really do on the defense to stop him. No matter what, he's going to fall forward for at least 3 yards each time, unless it's a big 350-pound nose guard or something in front of him that makes contact. But if he's hitting a hole like he did today with that momentum, he is going to fall forward for 3 yards every time. And on defense, that is the worst feeling in the world because you're doing everybody studding up, getting hats to the ball, and he's steady getting progress. And it's a gun wrenching feeling for defense. You know what I mean? Now, back to the big three. Zay Flowers, Florida boy. Now, for defense, don't understand, play him tight and make sure somebody is putting a hat on him as soon as he catch the ball. They are in trouble. You let Zay Flowers catch the ball in space, that is big trouble for the defense. Man, that man's so quick and fast and shifty. He is a man. That's a perfect fit for Lamar Jackson, man. Lamar Jackson, Xavier Flowers, and Derrick Henry. That's a perfect fit. And then when you got Zay Flowers, he hitting you with Zay Flowers. Now Lamar gonna hurt you with his legs. And if he don't want to hurt you with your legs, he can pass the ball to someone else. And when he hurting you with those legs on the defense, it is so depressing because you practice all week. Coach have every scheme known to man to stop this freaking all-American, all-pro athlete that's unorthodox, and it doesn't even look right. And he's steady killing everybody. The thing that makes Lamar Jackson so dangerous is, for me, is his toughness. Lamar Jackson has to be one of the toughest quarterbacks, along with Michael Vick. Don't forget Michael Vick. Michael Vick was a tough son of a gun, too. Lamar Jackson is very, very tough. He's not big. He's not the biggest guy, but he plays quarterback like a running back and is rarely hurt. That's one of his best attributes. Of course, being that he could run the ball very well also. But man, let me say, with Derrick Henry, with that addition of Derrick Henry, the way they're running that ball, where he's hitting those gaps right now, what's ever got into him, that is going to be a hard team to stop. Let me tell you, that is a hard team to stop. And the Washington Commanders, let me tell you, that's a good team. That's a good team. And they played them tough. They played them down to the wire. And that's a good team. And Jayden Daniels, man, the way Jayden Daniels, let me tell you, that rookie is so impressive, man. Is he a rookie? Is he a rookie? Chat. The way Jayden Daniels scans the field and finds the open man as a rookie is so impressive to me. I mean, he sit back there so patiently. He looks to the left, not open. Looks to the middle, not open. Looks to the right, he sees something, and it's so automatic. It looks so beautiful, man. And I can only imagine how the office coordinator feels, Cliff Kingsbury, coaching him and watching him execute the plays that he designed for him. It is a masterpiece, man. Let me tell you, I've been around. Peyton Manning's, Tom Brady's. I've been around. And listen, he looks awesome, man. We ain't gonna take it too far. He's just a rookie. You don't want nobody hit that rookie wall and then you got to backtrack everything he said. And as soon as the Ravens scored on that first touchdown, Jayden Daniels immediately felt that pressure. And he knew and understood his team needed to score. And he answered on an 8-play drive for a touchdown. And that's the sign of those champion quarterbacks. Those are the signs you need to see. And he's showing that at an early age in the NFL. at an early age in NFL. He looks so cool, calm, and collective. It is yeah, I don't know how much more I can say about the young man. You know, I talk about situational football, and he made the situations in the game look like it was playing Madden to him, and he knew exactly what plays to run and where to go with the ball. That's what it looked like to to me watching. It just looked so automatic out there. Like I said, Cliff Kingsbury, man, I know he proud of that dang on Jayden Daniels, the way he executing. The way he executing. But I don't know what they was thinking. And I don't know how many of y'all watched the game. Y'all let me know if y'all seen this play. It was like it was goal line. I think it was fourth down. No, it wasn't quite fourth down, but it was on the goal line. Jayden Daniels, the Washington Commanders, trying to go for a score. And coach calls a quarterback. No, it wasn't a quarterback sneak. It was a it was a naked sweep by the quarterback. It was probably like a 5 yard. It was like 5 yards to the touchdown. And the Ravens defense almost killed Jayden Daniels. They was trying to take that young man head off. As soon as he took off with the ball, they smelled blood. They thought they was gonna break him up, looking at how small he was and this and that. But that man tough, man. I'm glad he got up because, oh man, they was coming for his head. They was coming for his head. Now, if the Commanders defense would have got the ball back for Jayden Daniels towards the end of the game or at the end of the game, there's no doubt in my mind he delivered 7 points for that team and send that thing in overtime. Only thing that happened in that game is Jayden Daniels ran out of time because the defense couldn't make the stop. Other than that, they was gonna go back. They was gonna go blow for blow. Jayden was ready for that pressure. And Lamar, man, what do we got to say about Lamar? Lamar Jackson is Lamar Jackson. He is the Superman of the NFL. Ain't He is the Charlie Ward of back in the days. And you know what I mean? And he's an awesome quarterback that you would have never thought. They wanted him to play receiver. They wanted him to play everything but quarterback. You know, the skin color, of course, is always an issue. But just think about it. All the old coaches, scouts, GMs, the way they process and thought pros should be was just totally one-sided in how they thought it should be. It wasn't the truth. They didn't want to let us flourish, and now we out here running quarterbacks wasn't always popular. Just so y'all know, they are running quarterback out of the NFL. So now they can't because nobody concentrating on the offensive line. They ain't getting no goddamn offensive line for nobody. But hey, with these two rookies here, I want to know who would you take? Would you take C.J. Stroud or Jayden Daniels? You had the number one pick overall. Who are you going with? C.J. Stroud or Jayden Daniels? Talk to me, chat. Talk to me. Bucks versus Ravens next Monday. Let's go. Yeah, that's gonna be a cool one. That's if Baker Mayfield don't be on no craziness. Depends on if he hot or if he cold. Cause he go hot and he go cold. Now we got the Eagles versus Browns. Ooh, boy, the Eagles are happy. A.J. Brown is back. Jalen Hurts' favorite target, A.J. Brown. He was definitely missed. And he's back. And that impact was definitely felt. What he made tonight for the Eagles. They've been missing him a lot. Jalen Hurts especially. And yeah, it was a pretty good job tonight. It was sloppy, but it was a pretty good job for the Eagles to get that victory. What they did out there, bouncing back. Hurts showed us today how important A.J. Brown is to him as a quarterback. He just feels more comfortable no matter what the coverage is or the situation, throwing the ball to A.J. Brown because he's extremely confident in Brown. And he feels like no matter what the coverage is, Brown is going to make the play. All I got to do is throw it on time, and he'll make the play. And we seen it today. That's what Brown did. He made those catches that he's used to making for Jalen Hurts. And Hurts was so happy to have him back. And that confidence, it can grow again. He can thrive as the confident Eagles quarterback that he used to be with his number one targets in place. Um, it got a lot of work to do. It got a lot of work to do, offensively and defensively. But glad to have AJ Brown back and Jalen Hurts doing what he normally used to doing. Because he was uncomfortable without AJ, man. It was so uncomfortable. We started to feel like beef was going on and things like that, but that wasn't the case. But leading up to what it was that half, it was an awful sequence of events for the Eagles when they were about to score 3 points. They're about to score 3 points on a field goal, but instead of getting the 3 points on the field goal, the Browns end up blocking the field goal and goes for 7 points. And that's just poor execution, man. That's poor execution. And that's kind of the details of how the Eagles season been going. You know, when you're about to go ahead and get those points, how do they turn into 7 points against the team? That's wild. That was wild, man. That was wild. I know field goals get blocked daily, but these are the Eagles. They got to hold them to a higher standard. And that run defense needs to tighten up a little bit. That run defense has to tighten up a little bit. If they want to advance anywhere past the regular season, they got to tighten up a little bit. Too many gaps. And I see too many gaps, and it's wide open for the running backs. It looks like there's a lack of attention to detail. And some of that detail is the gap responsibility. That's what the front seven is responsible for, making sure there's no gaps in that hole in the line so the running back can't escape and break for big yardage. And, it wasn't no huge yardage today, but it was a lot of 10, 7, 8 yard gains. And that's big yardage for a running back, for a running game. To be gaining 7 yards, 8 yards, that hurts. That hurts the defense, especially the linebackers, defensive line, everybody that's there to stop the run. It takes the confidence away from everybody. I think the Browns have a formula for success with a good running game, or a good running system and a good defense, but they need more production out of Deshaun Watson, man. Deshaun Watson, this is one of the saddest stories for the culture that we have ever seen. You know what I mean? And for some reason, he's just nowhere near the player he used to be mentally. And that's sad for me, man. That's sad for me. That's sad for me. Imagine for y'all, Jayden Daniels or CJ Stroud coming in the league, playing at all pro levels for first 4 years, and then just out of nowhere. I mean, situations happen, but it just completely falls off. And it's as if he can't play quarterback anymore. And he forgot how to play. You can't imagine that. That's how it feels to me. And Amari Cooper, man, Amari Cooper, he makes life so hard for Watson, man, with all those drops. It looks like he averages a drop a game every time I'm watching the Browns play. It always looks like Amari Cooper is dropping the ball. And when your quarterback needs to gain confidence, that is the worst thing you can do. Drop the ball. Dropping the ball is like a negative play. Put that in the negative play category. All right, the Dallas Cowboys. Should I say Cowboys versus Lions, or should I just say Cowboys? Got doggone Cowboys. And man, I don't think I don't think there's ever been a game where Dak Prescott ever played where he's making the game more challenging than it need to be. He will find a way to turn the ball over some way, somehow. That's just a part of his aura. He's like, I'm gonna play good. I'm gonna have a lot of yards, but I'm gonna give you that ball. I'm gonna turn it over. And he will find a way. And on that red zone interception, that was just a simple cover two. A simple cover two read. He tries to hit the back corner. You know it's cover two, and the cornerback drops back because the play is on the safety. He doesn't see the cornerback. The cornerbacks drop back. Cornerback drop back. It's a high-low read for the quarterback. Zone points the ball and goes to intercept it. And it's just like that. It was just like it was the throw was so lazy and soft. Like anybody could have got to that ball. And that's what it looks like. Dak is just out there. He doesn't play with no sense of urgency. The whole team, pretty much. There's just no sense of urgency on the Cowboys team. And it starts with Dak. Dak is the leader. People feed off Dak Prescott. If he out there with a nonchalant attitude, showing the body language as if he don't care, that's what's gonna happen, man. And the Cowboys are just embarrassing. The Cowboys are embarrassing, and it starts with the owner, Jerry Jones, because he really believes he puts together a good team. He thinks he's the best for the job. And this is the most ridiculous quote I heard of the year from freaking any coach, GM, owner, whatever. And there's only a couple solutions for the Dallas Cowboys. There are a couple solutions for the Dallas Cowboys. And I come to those conclusions. And I come to that conclusion, right? Number one, you already know, I already voiced my opinion before. Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick. Or then we can go to number two, and let's go Ben Johnson. Ben Johnson, the offensive coordinator for the Lions, he put on a show right there tonight in front of Jerry Jones because something has to be done. The Dallas Cowboys need a overhaul of everything immediately. And the Detroit Lions, we can't say enough about the Detroit Lions, how physical they play and how they push the Dallas Cowboys around. They pushed them around the Dallas Cowboys so bad they were discouraged. That Lions offensive line did an amazing job tonight. And I wonder what was head coach Mike McCarthy's speech at halftime for the Dallas Cowboys. Because I couldn't think of anything that he would say or any coach would say to get that team going and playing, or a change, or anything that would change the mood and how people feeling. It was just so awful. And then I seen him talk to the reporter, and he was explaining, stop giving up the big plays and this and that. Man, you got to get that team with some energy. That team needs some energy. That team is lost. Everybody's just lost, and it's looking like they're waiting for Tuesday to get paid. And prayers up for Aiden Hutchinson, man. That was a gruesome injury that happened today. Man, that's why we play this game. We play this game to take care of our family, and this is a part of the game. The dangers of it can really be breathtaking. You just gotta stay prayed up, and try to stay out of harm's way, man. Football is a dangerous game. But listen to me closely. Y'all listen to me closely. This Detroit Lions team is a Super Bowl ready team. There's only one issue. The issue is Jared Goff. What is Jared Goff going to do, and how is he going to play in tough games? This team is complete all the way around. They can be physical, they can be finesse, special teams, the offensive coordinator is good, the defensive coordinator is good. Everything is in place. Now, what is Jared Goff going to do? That is what is all depends on. He couldn't do it at the Rams, so they sent him somewhere else because they felt he wasn't the person for the job. He is the X factor. We're gonna see how it goes. We're gonna see if he's getting better with time. We're gonna see. We will see. But next week they play against the Vikings. They haven't really played any good teams yet, in my opinion. They played the Seahawks. They lost to Tampa Bay. But if they can go out, if they can go next week and take care of the Vikings, this team is for real because that will be the real test. The Vikings is a real team, for sure, for sure. And if the Vikings beat the Lions, whoever win, they're showing the signs of a real team. But Lions is a complete team football. They define team football. That was a great effort tonight. And yeah. Yep. The Cowboys. Hey, let me ask y'all a question. Is the Cowboys still America's favorite team? Is that America's team? They can't be no more. They can't be no more. Bring Coach Belichick in there right now because he will immediately provide discipline, direction, and get the whole team on one page. Everything seems out of whack. And if I was Jerry Jones, I can't lie. If I was Jerry Jones, out of the two people, Ben Johnson and Bill Belichick, I would have to go with Ben Johnson because he could relate to the younger folks and the younger crowd. My younger players better than the older people stuck in their ways. And Ben Johnson been around. He's on the come up. Been what was he before? Offensive coordinator. He was promoted in 2022 to offensive coordinator. And he's very creative. He thinks outside of the box. He's not stuck in mano a mano and how things should be. Motherfucker, dude, he threw a dang flea flicker to his offensive lineman today on one of the most creative plays I ever seen. That was raw. That play was raw today, or the night, or whenever it was. But yeah, man, I want to see Dallas Cowboys. I can't stress, I can't urge it. How about was the score 47? They're getting beat like high school. They getting beat like Alabama playing Missouri or something. Like, what is this? This is the NFL. How can Jerry Jones allow this? How can anyone allow this? It's horrible, man. I'm expecting to see something soon, something transpiring with the Dallas Cowboys. Jerry Jones, I know I seen a tweet or something he said, press conference right after the game. He said, this is very concerning. He said that last year. Yeah, like he was tired of losing with Mike McCarthy. But we're going to see y'all tomorrow. We got the Bills versus the Jets. I want to see what Aaron Rodgers is going to do because Aaron Rodgers has responsibility now. Aaron Rodgers' responsibility is to show that Robert Saleh was the problem and Aaron Rodgers wasn't the problem. He might have not wanted to play hard for Robert Saleh, but now he has no choice but to play hard because everybody know Aaron Rodgers is the reason that man is gone. Ain't no other reason. Ain't no other way to think about it. Aaron Rodgers is the reason Robert Saleh is gone, man. Yeah, man. So we're gonna watch that game tomorrow night. We're gonna holla at y'all. And we got Stephon Gilmore coming on the show. Probably Tuesday or something. So we turn it up, man. Your boy grinding. I ain't stayed up this late, this much in my life since I was legit. Shout out to the chat, man. Shout out to the chat. See y'all tomorrow night, man. Salute. I'm out.